Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare.
Jai Shri Krishna Advaita Gadadhar Shiv Sadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda. Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiv Sadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda. Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiv Sadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीन बंधो जगतपते गोपेश गोपी कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कंचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरि प्रिये। बोलो श्री राधे गोलोकानंद भगवान की
जय
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 कृष्णा एवरीवन।
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
Hare
हरे
Krishna.
कृष्णा
निशा हरे कृष्णा तरुण
Hare Krishna everyone.
कृष्णा हैप्पी राधा अष्टमी टू एवरीवन। So
हरे राधा
today actually is Radha Ashtami. I just came back from the ISKCON temple. It was a very nice celebration, and yeah, actually, so later Radhe during the kirtan, I'm going to share the audio recording of that. So after the class, I'll send the audio recording of RadheGovind kirtan for Radhe Rani. Are you able to hear me properly? Can you hear me?
yes
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yes, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So we are going to get back to Srimad Bhagavatam. हम लोग चैप्टर 16th पढ़ रहे हैं. Okay, we completed 15th last week and Canto 3, chapter 16, Shlok 21st. So here, what we are reading right now is, like if you remember, Lord Narayan comes and Sanat Kumar's, get totally, fully in devotion, and now Sanat Kumars are speaking to Lord Narayan, yeah? So they are praying to Lord Narayan, basically. That's what we are reading right now. So we'll start at Shlok 21st, Anilji.
जी यस्तां विविक्तचरितैर्नु वर्तमानां नात्याद्रियत् यत्पर परं भागवत प्रसंगः सत्वं द्विजानुपत पुण्यरजः पुनीतः श्रीवत्सलक्ष्म किमगा भगभाजनस्त्वम्. O Lord, you are exceedingly attached to the activities of your pure devotees, yet you are never attached to the goddess of fortune who constantly engage in your transcendental loving service. How can you be purified, therefore, by the dust of the path traversed by the Brahmins, and how can you be glorified or made fortunate by the marks of Srivas on your chest? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So Sanat Kumar sir, so before this, Lord Vishnu basically, he said like he loves the Brahmins. That was the summary, yeah? And who is a Brahman, right? So Brahman is not the one who is born in the Brahman family, right? So Brahman is one who is totally devoted to Lord Vishnu. Yeah, that's Brahman. Not just by birth. This is by who has the devotion, who has the bhakti. And those devotees is what Lord explained, right? Before this, we had Lord Vishnu speaking. And he explained like he loves the devotees the most. And then he says like even the dust of his devotees, yeah, is what he even likes, right? that even purifies. So after he mentioned it, so Sanat Kumars are telling him that, you are exceedingly attached to the activities of pure devotees, which is what Lord Vishnu himself mentioned. But you are never attached to goddess of fortune who constantly engage in your transcendental loving service. Right? So as we know, Sri Lakshmi is always in the service of Lord Vishnu. Yeah. And then he says, how can you be purified? Therefore, by the dust of the path traversed by the Brahmins. And they are wondering, like, how are you? Like, you are the topmost, you are the supreme Lord, and still you are saying that you can be purified by the dust of the path traversed by the Brahmins, by the topmost devotees. How is that possible? And how can you be glorified or made fortune by the marks of Srivats on your chest? So I don't know if you know. So Srivats is referring to, that's like beloved of Lord Shri Krishna. That's goddess Lakshmi. Yeah, and it says Srivats is a special symbol on the chest of Lord Vishnu. Actually, it's also mentioned that in Kalki avatar, Srivats will be written on the when the Kalki is born. Yeah, so so that's what Sanat Kumars are asking Lord Vishnu. Yeah, and it says that, and the Lord's statement that his opulence is due to the benediction of the Brahmins. Like this was in the previous shlokas. If you remember, the previous shlokas, Lord said that he is opulent because of all these devotees. Yeah, and so his statement that is the benediction of Brahman and Vaishnava is only to teach others that they should offer respect to the Brahmins and Vaishnavas, the devotees of the Lord. So that's what Lord Vishnu is trying to mention here, that his devotees he loves the most, and so everyone should be respecting them the most. Okay. So read the next shlok, Nisha.
धर्मस्य ते भगवतस्त्रियुग त्रिभिः स्वेह पदभिश्चराचरमिदं द्विजदेवतार्थं नूनं भृतं तद्भिघाति रजस्तमश्च सत्वेन नो वर्धया तनुवा निरस्य. O Lord, you are the person. O Lord, you are the personification of all religion. Therefore, you manifest yourself in 3 millenniums, and thus you protect this universe, which consists of animate and inanimate beings. By your grace, which is of pure goodness and is the bestower of all blessings, kindly drive away the elements of rajas and tamas for the sake of the demigods and twice born. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So what Sanat Kumars are saying to Lord Vishnu is, you are the personification of all religion. Yeah. Dharmashyate. Yeah. And Bhagavat, then it says, Tri Yuga Tribhiha Sveha. Like you manifest yourself in 3 millenniums and you protect the universe. And what is this universe? It consists of animate and inanimate beings. It says here, Char, Achar, Midam. Yeah. And so basically what they are requesting is, like this Rajogun and Tamogun can be taken away, and the Satogun, Satve no Vardaya Tanva Nirashya. Yeah. So yeah, drive away the elements of Rajas and Tamas for the sake of the demigods and twice born. Yeah. Dvij Devata Atharm. So twice born, I think we talked about this, right? Twice born is when are you born twice? First time the real birth, and the second time when you put the Janevu and all that, right? You get purified. So that's when the Brahmins are twice born, right? Actually, just read this purport quickly, Sachin.
The Lord is addressed in this verse as Triyoga, or one who appears in 3 millenniums, namely the Satya, Dwapara, and Treta Yugas, he is not mentioned as appearing in the 4th millennium or Kali Yuga. It is described in Vedic literature that in Kali Yuga he comes out as Channa Avatara or an incarnation, but he does not appear as a manifest incarnation. In the other yugas, however, the Lord is a manifest incarnation, and therefore he is addressed as Tri Yuga, or the Lord who appears in 3 yugas. Hare Krishna.
Krishna, yeah. So it's very interesting. It's mentioning the difference, right? In the other 3 yugas, Satyug, Treta Yuga, and Dwapar Yuga, Lord comes as an incarnation, like we see Lord Ram, who is a direct incarnation of Lord Vishnu. Yeah, Lord Narsingh Bhagwan, direct incarnation of Lord Vishnu. But in Kali Yuga, it's not a direct incarnation. Yeah, it's still an incarnation, but it's not a manifest incarnation. Okay, so like will you see like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, for example, right, who is in the Radharani, is devotional aspect. So see, so that way it's called Channa. He comes as a Channa avatar, not a direct manifestation. Okay, something good to know. Ravi?
न त्वं द्विजतों कुलं यदि आत्मगोपं गोप्ता वृष सर्वहरेण सुनतेन तहैर्वे नक्ष्यति शिवस्त्वदेव पन्था लोको ग्रहीष्य दृशभ्यस इत प्रमाणम. O Lord, you are the protector of the highest of the twice born. If you do not protect them by offering worship and mild words, then certainly the auspicious path of worship will be rejected by the people in general, who act on the strength and the authority of your lordship. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So Sanat Kumars continue to pray to Lord Vishnu in that aspect. Arun?
tate nabhistam miva iva satvan nidhar vishito stoha shemam janaya nijshakti bhirudvatare naitavatya vata kratidhi pate vradha ta vishrabhrutu stejasta tejas shatam tav avagnatasya sate vinodaha. Translation. Dear Lord, never want the auspicious path to be destroyed, for you are the reservoir of all goodness. Just to benefit people in general, you destroy the evil element by your mighty potency. You are the proprietor of the 3 creations and the maintainer of the entire universe. Therefore, your potency is not reduced by your submissive behavior. Rather, by submission, you exhibit your transcendental pastimes. Hare Krishna.
So what he's saying is you are the proprietor of the 3 creations and the maintainer of the entire universe. Yeah, that's what it means here. Netavata Trayadhi Pate Bharta Vishwa Bhartu. Yeah, and it says therefore because you are the proprietor of everything, anyways, your potency is not reduced by your submissive behavior, right? Like Lord Krishna becoming son of Yashoda Maya, right? Or he is like appearing as a in a different form. So those behaviors, the potency of internal potency is not reduced, is what it's saying. Rather, all those things are exhibiting transcendental pastimes of Lord. Yeah, that's what it's mentioning here. Yeah, it's basically the purpose is very nice, but it says Lord Krishna was never reduced in his position by becoming a god or offering respect to Sudama, right? Or Brahmans or other devotees like Nanda Maharaj, Vasudeva, and all that. These are all his transcendental pastimes, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is always Sachidanand, Vigraha, and his form is completely spiritual, full of bliss and knowledge. And it is, of course, eternal. Yeah. Behind?
You asked me, Bhaiya? Okay. Yam van yurdam dhish bhavan vidyate vrittim nuva tadannu manmahe nirvya lekam asmasu va ya uchito driyatam sadando yanagaso vayam yugshmahi kilvishen. O Lord, whatever punishment you wish to award to these two innocent persons, or also to us, we shall accept without duplicity. We understand that we have cursed two faultless persons. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So who is speaking this?
Sanat Kumar?
Sanat Kumars, right? To Lord Vishnu. Yeah. And then which two innocent persons are talking about?
Jay and Vijay.
Jay and Vijay, yeah, because Jay and Vijay stops Sanat Kumar. Sanat Kumars get upset and they give a sharp, right? And then, of course, Lord Vishnu arrives. And then Sanat Kumars also realize that, like they should not get upset on those two innocent persons. So what Sanat Kumars are telling to Lord Vishnu now is that whatever punishment you wish to award to these two innocent persons, or even to us, yeah, because they have given us sham, they will accept it as without duplicity. Yeah. And they are saying, Sanat Kumars are accepting that they have cursed two faultless persons. Only thing they did was they just stopped them, but then they cursed them. So that was a mistake. So read the purport here, Tarun.
Sages, the four Kumaras, now reject their cursing of the two doorkeepers, Jaya and Vijaya, because they are now conscious that persons who engage in the service of the Lord cannot be at fault at any stage. It is said that anyone who has implicit faith in the service of the Lord, or who actually engages in transcendental loving service, has all the good qualities of the demigods. Therefore, a devotee cannot be at fault. If sometimes it is found that he is in error by accident or by some temporary arrangement, that should not be taken very seriously. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Ravi?
The cursing of Jaya and Vijay is here repented. Now the Kumaras are thinking in terms of their position in the molds of passion and ignorance, and they are prepared to accept any kind of punishment from the Lord. In general, when dealing with devotees, we should not try to find faults. In Bhagavad Gita also, it is confirmed that the devotee who faithfully serves the Supreme Lord, even if found to commit a gross mistake, should be considered as a sadhu or a saintly person. Due to former habits, he may commit some wrong, but because he is engaged in the service of Lord, that wrong should not be taken very seriously. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, the most important point says that we should respect the devotees who faithfully serves the Supreme Lord, because that is the highest perfection. Now, as a human being and as people, right, they may commit mistake and everyone has different nature. And then we very quickly start getting, oh, he's like that, like just a general thing. What is being mentioned here is for the devotees, we should respect them because they faithfully serve the Supreme Lord. Ajay?
श्री भगवान उवाच इतो सुरेतर गतिं प्रतिपद्य सद्यः संरभस्य भृत मध्यानुबुद्धयोगो भूयं सकाश मुप्रयास्तस्य आशुयो वः शापो मयैव Nastadevatah pra. The Lord replied, O Brahman, you know the punishment you inflicted on them was originally obtained by me, and therefore they will fall to a birth in demonic family. But they will be firmly united with me in thought through mental concentration intensified by anger, and they will return to my presence shortly. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, so what Lord is saying is that even though Jay and Vijay will be punished, right? They will fall in a birth in a demonic family, but because of their anger with Lord Vishnu, right? They will still be attached to mentally to Lord Himself, and they will return to Lord back very soon. Yeah. ब्रह्मवाच अथुते मुनियो दृष्ट्वा नयनानन्दभाजिनं वैकुण्ठं तदधिष्ठानं विकुण्ठं च स्वयं प्रभम्. Lord Brahma said, after seeing the Lord of Vaikuntha, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, in the self-illuminated Vaikuntha planet, the sages left that transcendental abode. Yeah. So after getting darshan in the Vaikuntha Lok, Sanat Kumars left to their original place. Yeah. Anilji?
जी हाँ भगवन्तं परिक्रम्य प्रणिपत्यानुमान्य च जग्मुः प्रमुदिता संसन्तो वैष्णवी श्रियम्. The sages circumambulated the Supreme Lord, offered their obeisances, and returned, extremely delighted at learning of the divine opulences of the Vaishnava. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So Sanat Kumars, it says here, it is still a respectful practice to circumambulate the Lord in Hindu temples, right? We go around the temple. Especially in Vaishnava temples, there is an arrangement for people to offer their respects to their deity and circumambulate the temple at least 3 times, right? Like generally we do when we go to the temples, we go around. Yeah. Nisha?
भगवाननुगावाह यातं मा भैष्टमस्तु शम ब्रह्मतेजः समर्थोऽपि हन्तु निश्चय matam tume. The Lord then said to his attendants, Jai and Vijay, depart this place, but fear not. All glories unto you. Though I am capable of nullifying the Brahman's curse, I would not do so. On the contrary, it has my approval. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So then Lord instructs Jai and Vijay to depart Vaikuntha Lok and get to the material planet. Sachin?
एतत्तपूर्वैव निर्दिष्टं रमया क्रुद्धया यदा पुरापावरिता द्वारी विशन्ति मय्युपारते. This departure from Vaikuntha was foretold by Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune. She was very angry because she left my abode and then returned. You stopped her at the gate while I was sleeping. Hare Krishna.
Right. So it's giving the previous reason why Jai and Vijay actually had to go to the material planets. Let's do one more, Ravi.
मयि सर्वयोगेन निरस्तीर्य ब्रह्म फलेनम प्रत्येशन निकाशम मे काले नाल पियस यसा पुनः. The Lord assured the 2 Vaikuntha inhabitants, Jai and Vijay, by the practicing the majestic yoga system in anger, you will be cleansing cleansed by the sin of disobeying the Brahmanas, and within a very short time returned to me. Hare Krishna.
So the Lord is assuring them that they will come back to Lord Krishna. Now let's quickly go. Let's read this. Ajay. Ajay, you are mute.
I'm sorry. In the material planets, there are different grades of sinful activities, of which disrespecting a Brahman or a Vaishnava is the most sinful. Here it is clearly stated that one can overcome even that grave sin simply by thinking of Vishnu, not even favorably, but in anger. Thus, even if those who are not devotees always think of Vishnu, they become free from all sinful activities. Krishna consciousness is the highest form of thought. Hare Krishna.
Ajay.
Lord Vishnu is thought of in this age by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. From the statements of the Bhagavatam, it appears that if one thinks of Krishna, even as an enemy, that particular qualification, thinking of Vishnu or Krishna, cleanses one of all sins. Hare Krishna.
Right, so you're just thinking of Vishnu or Krishna. So just think about the chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, how beneficial it can be, right? So I think we'll pause here and we'll actually hear that since it's Radha Ashtami, I'm going to share RadheGovind Kirtan, which we just did this evening at the temple. I'm going to send that afterwards. And meanwhile, let's hear the Radhe Rani Kirtan in Barsana Dham by Kripaluji Maharaj. Yeah.
प्यारी प्यारी भोरी भारी बरसान वारी प्यारी प्यारी भोरी भारी बरसान वारी
तेरी कृपा में तो कछु कमी नहीं प्यारी
तेरी कृपा में तो कछु कमी नहीं प्यारी
मैं ही कृपा पाने का हूँ नहीं अधिकारी
नहीं कृपा पाने का हूँ नहीं अधिकारी ओ भूरी भारी ओ प्यारी प्यारी ओ प्यारी प्यारी भूरी भारी बरसान वारी प्यारी प्यारी भूरी भारी बरसान वारी
बनवारी चाकर स्वामिनी प्यारी
बनवारी
बनते कृपालु ठाकुर बनवारी
बनते कृपालु ठाकुर बनवारी ओ प्यारी 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 भोरी भारी बरसान वारी प्यारी प्यारी भोरी भारी बरसान वारी ओ प्यारी प्यारी भोरी भारी बरसान वारी प्यारी प्यारी भोरी भारी बरसान वारी ओ प्यारी प्यारी भोरी भारी बरसान वारी प्यारी प्यारी भोरी भारी बरसान वारी ओ बरसान वारी 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 बरसान वारी ओ प्यारी प्यारी भोरी भारी बरसाने वारी।